NCN Sports is presented by Currency, Allo, Midwest Bank, Woodhouse Auto, and by Liberty First Credit Union.
And welcome to Sun Valley Lanes and Games in Lincoln, Nebraska, the site of the 2023 Unified Bowling State Championships. Brandon Axamit, John Lacido with you. John, we just saw Seward crowned Class B champs in their first ever year as a program. Now it's Class A. Columbus taking on Lincoln Northeast. The Discoverers, the defending champs, looking to see if they can repeat, but they'll have to get through the Rockets to do it. We're looking forward to some great bowling coming up.
Yeah, I'm sure the Rockets want to do the same thing that Seward did, right? I mean, your first time here, boom, you're the champion. You know, it's going to be interesting to see. We saw some good bowling earlier from the Rockets, so I'm kind of excited to see how this plays out.
The format of the day, there's 8 teams that came here in the morning. There's a seeding round where you get seeded based on how you bowl. Then it's knockout for 2 rounds. So after the seeding round, Columbus picked up the 4 seed, Northeast the 3 seed, and Columbus took down Bell West 3-0 in their first head-to-head. Then in the semis, they swept Fremont 3-0. So the Discoverers have not dropped a game up to this point. Lincoln Northeast, they've dropped 1 in each of their 2 matches. 3-1 victory over Millard South and a 3-1 victory over Bellevue East to get here.
Yeah, so you think the adversity maybe for Northeast coming back from some losses might help them here. You don't know. It's just going to be a battle. Columbus is strong. They got some strong players. I watched them earlier. I think we're going to see a lot of strikes from them. So Northeast is going to have to keep the ball in play and try to take advantage of the spares when the opportunity allows and see who comes out on top.
And for the Unified Bowling State Championships, run down the rules. I know it's 3 out of 5, but the rest of it, how does it go down for those watching at home?
We're doing Baker competition. So in Baker, players just alternate turns. They're going to bowl in a certain format, a certain pattern. It's going to go athlete, partner, partner, athlete, partner, partner, athlete, partner, partner, athlete. Add that up, that's 10 frames. So each player bowls a frame. Those 10 frames make a game, and the first team that wins 3 games is your champion.
Well, we'll find out who's going to be champions when we get this thing underway. Class A Unified Bowling here at Sun Valley Lanes and Games. We're starting this thing in about 3 minutes. Stay with us.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
The air inside your home can be 2 to 5 times more polluted than outside air. John Henry's priority is keeping your home safe and healthy for you and your family. Cleaning your home's air duct system is an important part of that goal. Our service professionals will clean your air ducts using top-of-the-line equipment that pulls air in reverse through the duct system, while using compressed air and agitation tools to remove unwanted particles. Once the air is discharged, it runs through 3 stages of filtration, leaving your air duct system restored and functioning cleaner than ever. Contact John Henry's today and schedule your steps to a healthier home.
Life is a wild ride. It's important to have a trusted partner along the way. Liberty First Credit Union exists to provide its members with affordable financial services. Whether it is a large purchase, a new car or home remodel, overcoming obstacles, or chasing your dreams. Financing life is what we do best. Give us a call or visit libertyfirstcu.com.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
And welcome back here on News Channel Nebraska. We're getting ready for Class A Unified Bowling State Championships here at Sun Valley Lanes and Games. John, the wait is over. The clock has officially hit 0, and it's time to get things going. You had a chance to talk to both teams, kind of give them sort of a lay of the land on how to approach this championship match. What was that conversation like? What do you tell them?
First and foremost, have fun, right? I mean, we're going to look back at this at some point in time, and they're going to laugh and smile and think about the great opportunity they had. So first and foremost, have fun. That tends to make you a little bit more relaxed. And then with that, usually scores a little bit higher. Let's see if it plays out that way.
Getting a look at the Columbus Discoverers. This is their second trip to state, and they did something similar to what Seward did. It wasn't their first year as a program last year, but it was their first year at state, and they won it all. So they've made it back. They're hoping they can repeat. Lincoln Northeast, this is their third trip to state. First time they've ever been to the championship round. They made it in 2018 and also last year as well. And right off the bat, John, we're seeing Sydney Vondra utilizing the ramp.
Yes, we're going to actually see a ramp in use. It's perfectly legal per USBC rules. There's specific instructions on how the athlete handles the ramp when it comes to the NSAA, and we're going to see that today. It's absolutely allowed, and it's just part of what they do as a part of the unified competition.
And what are some of those rules that have to be followed?
The athlete must position the ramp. It's up to the athlete to do it. There can be no assistance when it comes to the lining up and aiming. Then you see her. She takes care of it herself, makes the delivery, gets 8 on her first shot.
And so now first up for Columbus, Matthew Holcomb.
Matthew, a southpaw, left-hander. Leaves the 5-pin. Good start.
Matthew, this is his third year on the team. Oh, you'll like this, John. He calls his ball the Hookinator.
I like that. That's nice.
And apparently whenever he gets a strike, he'll throw out a booyah. But this is according to Coach Jackie Eichhoff, so we'll be on the lookout for that.
Well, I'd like to give a little one with a spare here. Oh, just inside.
So that brings up Carson Pierce for the Rockets.
Carson would like to get Northeast on the board. Hangs in that a little bit. Ball left off his hand, gets 4.
So Pierce, this is his 4th year bowling with the program.
Not an easy spare. He's got a chance, though. Oh, gets 5 of the 4. We're getting 9 total.
Now that brings up Colin Jaster. Again, a lot of returning faces for this Columbus team that won it all last year.
Colin going Brooklyn, leaves the 5-9. I think we're seeing some early jitters, Brandon. Trying to get the ball off their hand. They're kind of squeezing a little bit. It's kind of normal, first time on TV. If you're not used to it. We see him opening up his shoulder. It's a great deal. Power player, but a little bit late off his thumb. Causes the ball to hook early. It goes left. He leaves the 5-9. Better second shot, covers the spare.
First mark of the game coming in the second frame for the Discoverers. Now Leah Christensen up for Lincoln Northeast. She is the ringer for the Rockets, according to Shayla McFall, head coach. And she starts off strong with the strike.
Brooklyn strike, but that's okay. No style points, Brandon. Looks good on the scoreboard. Gets Lincoln Northeast their first mark of the game. Good shot, good follow through. Ball goes to the right side of the head pin, 10 in the pit.
So Ryland Prokopek. Also another 4 years with this program. Also a pretty dang good bowler. Was the 2021 state champ individually, and he gets a strike there.
Wonderful shot. Textbook delivery. We're going to see it here. Again, he keeps good balance. Watch the slide. Gets it extended down the lane. Ball hooks. 6-pin off the sidewall. Takes out the 10. Strike.
So back to Vondra.
Good start. Ball heading right. Rocket to the pocket. Right there. Gets 8. Basically, leave the ramp where it's at. Ball should go right back to where it was. Now, I say that, Brandon, and if the bullet ball has holes in it, the holes cause an offset. So it's why you could put the ball in the ramp, and if depending on which side the holes are on, the ball could actually drift in one direction or the other. But there, it looks like she's got it pretty darn well. Oh, just slides the 5 in front of the 8. Nice try.
So Northeast with 45 after 4. Columbus with 29, but coming off that spare in the second and strike in the third. It's back to Holcomb.
He's taking his time, trying to set himself up, give himself the best chance of being successful. Looks pretty good off his hand. 2, 4, 5, 7. It's interesting, Brandon, the pace of play for these guys are a little bit slower. Trying to take their time. Pretty good off his hand, just a little bit right of his target. Ball catches the head pin, leaves a somewhat tricky spare. What makes this a little bit difficult is the fact the ball can basically push the pin straight back and miss the pins on either side. It's called a chop. He wants to try to cover the ball on all 3 pins. Oh, I like it. Oh, it hooked. Surprised. Hooked at the end. It was heading in the right direction. All of a sudden got a little bit of hook.
Leaving 2. So a 10-point advantage for Columbus after 4. Back here to Carson Pierce for Lincoln Northeast. Right down the middle, he cleans it out.
Carson coming back from his first shot. Much better off his hand. He's pretty solid. Consistent. Hopefully opens it up for Northeast to get this really close. 9.
Good effort by Jaster, just the one staying. Jaster, he's going to go to Hastings College and be a bowler next year.
Well, we see him switching balls. So he has a spare ball. It's usually a little bit harder in composition. It doesn't hook quite as much. He's going to try to throw it straighter at the 6-pin. Gets the ball over and covers it perfect.
Anything aside from the weight that makes a spare ball different, or is that the only primary factor?
It's the cover stock. So spare balls tend to be plastic. It's harder. Harder ball material doesn't hook as much. It's easier to throw straight, easier to control.
Second consecutive strike for Leah Christensen for the Rockets.
Well, you throw it like that, Brendan, you don't need a spare ball. Look at that. Great shot. Right in the pocket. All the pins go down perfect. We call that 10 in the pit. Great shot, Leah. And that ties up the match.
Now Prokopek, he also threw a strike his first ball.
Yeah, strike here will give us an even match after 5. It looks good. Perfect.
It's going to be a fun one to watch, Christensen and Prokopek.
I agree.
Both of them 2 for 2 with strikes in this opening game.
See the delivery, two-hander, gets a lot of rotation on the ball. The rotation causes the hook. He knew it. You can see the calmness.
Back to Vondra.
This ball heading right to the head pin. It hooked a little bit at the end. Leaves the 1-2-8.
You a superstitious bowler, John? Because Sydney, she has a special shamrock that she likes to rub, and also the hat for good luck.
I don't think it hurts, right? If it makes you believe you can do it, it's a good thing.
Oh. Going down the middle. Just missing that last one.
Yeah, tough spare there. The 1-2 chops off the 8. Could have gone either way.
So the Rockets with 100 through 7. This will be the 7th frame here for Columbus.
You like to take advantage of the strike. Get another strike or a spare. Could give him up to 15-pin lead if he can strike or spare here. That's going to go right. 1, 2, 4. For the left-hander, this is going to be tricky. A couple of ways you could chop this. He needs to try to cover the ball into the 1-2, which are the 2 closest to us, Brandon. And then the 2 will take out the 4. Got to be careful not to hit the head pin too much on the center. Oh, I like it. Nice. Great spare.
Well worth another look.
Covers all 3 pins with the ball. Textbook.
Now Pierce for Northeast.
Pierce goes through the nose, so it's basically right out of the head pin. Could have been a split, avoid some trouble, leaves just a 6. But 15 pins for Columbus if they can strike. Carson would like to get this spare.
That one just going down the middle.
Yeah, he kind of hung, what we refer to as hung, in the spare ball. Basically, his thumb come out late, and whenever your thumb comes late, the ball will always go inward of your shot. So because a little bit of late, inward for the right-hander is to the left, inward for the left-hander is to the right, and we see that there. Ooh.
It's always a fun one.
The 4, 6, 7, very difficult. Now I talked about the split earlier where the girl or the guy made it sliding the 4 and the 5 Class B, which was very odd. It'd have to be a similar type of thing, or have the 7-pin bounce out of the pit if he throws it hard enough. He can. Let's see. Oh, great try.
$11-pin difference heading to the 9th.
Can Liam make it 3 for 3? Yes.
Making it look easy. Prokopek has matched her each time so far. Will he be able to do it again?
Are we watching a replay here? Are the guys in the truck making a mistake? It looks exactly the same.
3 for 3 for Christensen.
Match is close. Prokopek would like to get a strike if he can, at least a spare. That's pretty good. Yes.
All right, what does the Rockets need to do here? Columbus up 11, heading to the 10th.
Well, what we refer to as pin count is always a factor when you're working on a striker spare. Regardless, though, Northeast needs to get a striker spare here to put any sort of pressure onto Columbus. There she goes. It's heading for the head pin. Let's see. Oh, look at that. It's a double. That was big, Brandon.
Huge strike for Sydney Vondra here in the 10th frame.
That brings the match to within 1 pin.
And there's the rubbing of the lucky hat.
Hey, if it works, I'd grow hair if I could. That one's going to go a little bit to the right. She wants to try to get as many as she can. Oh, good, 5. That's going to force a mark. That was key, Brandon. The 5 on the double causes them to get to 149 at a minimum, and that means Columbus must strike or spare to have any chance. If they go 9 out, it would be 148. So regardless of what happens here, it's going to be 3. Oh, no, 2.
So 151 is the total for Northeast.
All right, Columbus needs a strike and 2, or a spare and 2. Strike or spare, absolute minimum. Or Northeast is going to win game 1. Pretty good.
Ball.
High in the pocket, leaves the 6-10. Good delivery. Gets the ball out in the lane. Right over his target. Gets right to the pocket. 3-pin could have done a little bit more, taken out one of those, or maybe both. But not any absolute one and done here. That's a difficult spare right now.
Holcomb needing the spare.
Try to make the adjustment, missed to the right. Northeast with that big double in the 10th frame. That's going to make them the winner for this game 1.
151 to 146, a 5-pin victory for Northeast here in game number 1. Stay with us on News Channel Nebraska. We'll be back with more from the Unified Bowling Class A State Championships.
It's in the way we begin our day. It's in our story, in the things we say and see. And we are your home. It's in relationships and time we spend on your farm, in your heart, and with your friends. And CN, we are your home. News Channel Nebraska, we're the station friends and family love. NCN is what we call our home. It is home. Yeah, this is home.
Welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes and Games. Game number 1, going to Lincoln Northeast, 151 to 146. Just 5 pins separating the two, and John, in a close battle like that, what can that do momentum-wise, one way or the other. May seem obvious, but
It feels a little bit like deja vu, right? I mean, we saw this earlier in the Class B. It feels like it might be happening again right now. Northeast, the newcomer, takes the first game.
and so now we have Randy Champlin starting things off for the Discoverers, and he bowls a perfect strike.
Great start for Columbus. Randy discovered the pocket early. Gives them a nice start.
Just Randy's second year bowling. And he puts Columbus off to a very good start. And we now will see Vondra, who had that huge ball in the 10th frame that led the Rockets to that comeback victory.
Yeah, her strike was big. Just like that. Oh, breaks up the split. She's been pretty close all day.
Just leaving the one.
Yeah, good break at the end. Had the 7-pin standing. Now he gets the ball, needs to break to the right. And no.
So now Prokopek bowling in the 2 spot. From a coaching perspective, John, any sort of strategy that goes for moving him from the 3 spot to the 2?
I would have questioned it. Or, you know, you kind of want to put the player that you think is going to be strong right ahead of the 10th frame. But coming off the strike in the first, it was actually a pretty wise move because I like his chances. Even though it's the first time seeing this lane. Oh, what a messenger. Wow. We're going to see a messenger, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to watch the 1 pin right in the front center. It's going to go to the sidewall. It's going to bounce across the lane. Pros call that the messenger. Comes in, catches that 10-pin strike.
A thing of beauty there by Prokopek. And 8 pins go down for Pierce.
Early double by Columbus, I'm sure, is putting a little bit of pressure on the Rockets. Got to try to cover the ball into both pins. Try to avoid the chop. It's got a hook. Hit. Perfect.
Now Kelton Zimmerer. So we're seeing Kelton for the first time for Columbus.
Spear here has the rotation. Ball hooks, covers both pins. Like to get a turkey. There it is. Our turkey.
Columbus firing out of the gates here in game number 2.
They're sending a message saying, wait a minute, Northeast. Not so fast.
Christensen's been perfect so far. 3 strikes in game 1.
Oh, that pin could hit it.
And
Oh,
it's gonna
just
stay.
Yeah, it didn't knock it over. Her first spare attempt. She's been striking the entire time. Just like
Nails it.
that.
Back to Champlin. He threw that opening strike ball of the turkey. Gets 7 there.
Good 7 count. Good pin count. Gives them a 30-pin lead through the first 4 frames so far. 3.5. Difficult spare though, the 1-3-8. Got to get the ball in the position on the left side of the head pin. Or, yeah, like that. Good job.
2 marks for Randy Champlin on 2 frames.
Yeah, we normally try to get the ball the left side of the head pin, or the other way is to have the 1 pin hit the 8, and he did it just like that. 4 clean frames for Columbus. Clean frame means no open. So they have all strikes and spares so far. Ooh, difficult spare here. The 1-3-5-6. What makes this tricky, Brandon? You got to get the ball into the center of the head pin, but in just such a way that doesn't leave the 6 as a chop. She's going to get the right side and just missed it.
So Columbus feeling good right now through 4 with a 34 pin advantage.
They could have a 44 pin lead with a strike. He's been perfect so far, right?
He's 4 for 4.
Kiss of death, Brandon. I jinxed him.
Hey, we did the same thing to Leah Christensen
Yeah.
for the Rockets, so they're just mirroring each other.
Well, I'm, fair, right? No bias.
Absolutely not. The announcer's jinx applies to all.
Ball was a little bit high in the pocket. Means it was a little too much on the head pin, so that 2 could not hit the 4. His first spare attempt also broke. Northeast would like to strike. I like it. Yeah, good shot.
Carson Pierce. Much needed for the Rockets.
Yeah, Carson, good basic form. Good follow through. Has the rotation. 6, it hits the 10. Now if they could double, that would make a difference.
Here's Zimmerer. Answering right back for Columbus. The Discoverers have marked every frame thus far.
Yeah, it's difficult to do in Baker. We've seen some high scores today.
Christensen back to her striking ways.
Well, the double cut the lead by 10, so they're down by 33, the Rockets. Or Columbus is in the lead. Seen this young man do very well so far today. That's heading towards the right side of the head pin. Good 8 count. Sure, he wants to keep the string of marks alive. Well, that looks good. Yep. Great spare.
Another mark for Champlin as he gets some well-deserved fist bumps.
Yeah, Columbus is not giving any sort of opening to the Rockets. I see the spare right down the middle. Ball covers both bins. And they're clean through 7 frames. Northeast really needs a strike here. 8. 6 in the 10. Can't see the 10 on screen. It's there, trust me. Spare here will leave them at a 35 pin deficit. Got to hang on. No.
Columbus with the commanding lead after 7.
It's difficult, Brandon, to get the adjustments right on the spare with a ramp because over the distance of the lane, it's just the slightest adjustment will cause the ball to, to be off by a large amount. It's not easy. Looks good. Great
Another
shot.
strike for Prokopec. This one, is it officially out of reach or not quite yet?
Not yet, but they're 59 pins ahead. Carson needs to strike. Oh, catch that 2-pin wobbly. No. Almost. He has to spare to have any chance.
Columbus currently with a 50-pin lead.
Good spare.
Nice. Much needed. Carson Pierce picking it up. Zimmerer's also had a great game here.
Another strike here will about lock it up.
Zimmerer's 2 for 2 with strikes.
That was just a bit unlucky. Good shot, but the ball entered at an angle that was just not right. And you'll see the 6-pin go right around the 10. Quarter of an inch either way would have been a strike.
Nice pickup.
Leah has to strike. Must. If not, Columbus is the winner of game 2. Looks good. Great shot.
The Rockets' hopes remain alive, although they're slim.
2 pins. 2 pins right here. Columbus wins game 2. And there you have it. That's enough.
And how about a strike for Randy Champlin? Dad motivates him by paying him $5 for every strike that he gets. Made a joke saying that he could buy the whole family steak dinners after everything he's done this season.
Well, they're on the way right now. He's 2 for 3. Or 2 for 4. That's okay. They're going to break 200. It's the first 200 game we've seen today.
Well, what a way to respond after dropping game 1.
Could be a good spare. Yes. Wow, that's a lot. 216 in a Baker competition. That's tough to do.
Marked in every frame.
Spare like that should be worth at least a couple bucks, Brandon.
Well, actually, in addition to the $5 per strike, he would be given $20 for every time he topped his previous high score, which he's apparently done numerous times as well this year.
Oh, nice shot. 9. Still a good game, Brandon. They're going to throw 150, 160. Normally that might win, but what a buzzsaw Columbus was. 216 that game. Yeah, it's going to be tough to beat. But can they keep doing it? That's what we got to find out.
So your official score, 216. It's that 155 for the Rockets. More importantly, we're tied 1 game apiece here in the Class A Unified Bowling State Championships. Stay with us. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Woodhouse brings you the experts and insight to keep your vehicle road ready. From regular maintenance to larger issues, our team of service advisors and brand certified techs have the solutions to get you and your vehicle back on the road. Plus, you can enjoy convenience of scheduling online, amenities like pickup and delivery, and for quick fixes, comfortable lounges within our dealerships. Bringing you more every time since 1975. Service with Woodhouse.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
Welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes and Games. 1-1, John. After our first 2 matches, we saw the Rockets edge Columbus by 5 in game number 1. And the Discoverers apparently didn't like that very much. They came firing out of the gates and marked in every frame. As mentioned, a 216 in that second game.
I would say it made them angry. They really came back.
And so we're all square.
Yeah, and that sends a message, right? I mean, when you get that big of a game, you think, whoa, that's tough to beat. I'm going to put Northeast a little bit on defensive mode, I think. Good start here, though, by the Rockets.
Fondra right down the middle and starting things off with a strike for the Rockets.
I love it. I love it.
So here's Randy, who had such a great game in game 2. Started Columbus off with a strike. He's going to try to do it again.
Good shot. 7 leaves 3 in the middle, the 1-2-9. Needs to get the ball right in the center of that head pin. Have the ball try to take out both of the 2 and the 9. We saw the reverse of this spare last game by him, and he made it the hard way, we would call it. See if we can do it again.
One just not turning for him.
Yeah, it looks like that just slipped out of his hand a little. Ball went left.
Here's Carson Pierce, bowler with this program for 4 years.
Carson with an opportunity to send a message, and he does.
Double strike for Lincoln Northeast.
Carson, great delivery right over the 8th board, right into the pocket. He knew it, gave it the fist pump, and that sends a message. Let's see what happens, how Columbus responds.
Here's Zimmerer. Just hit that head pin, little 2 head on, missing the pocket. Is that correct analysis?
Brandon, you got it. You can take my job.
There we go. I know it's bad. I don't know why. The pins just don't bounce the right way when you hit the head pin.
Correct. When you get round objects, hitting other round objects, there's a certain pattern that tends to occur.
Still getting a spare.
Yeah, got the key spare. Leah, the chance to make a turkey. Looks good off her hand. Oh, ring 7. Bad break. We're going to see the ball. It's just going to not get quite the drive. The 2 is going to hit the 4 in a way that it just rings right around the 7. That's why we call it the ring 7. Could have gone either way. The key is the spare. She's been perfect all day.
Marked in every frame. A majority of those being strikes. The Rockets off to a solid start here.
Columbus down by 42. Could trim that to 22 with a strike.
This is Jaster.
2-7 baby split. Actually could have been worse. The ball coming in light, almost left the 10. Would make that an extremely difficult split to make. This not quite as bad. Couple ways to make it. You can have the 2 hit the 7, or get the ball left side of the 2-pin, have it take out the 7 with his hook. I'm going to guess it could go with a second way. Oh, but he was too far to the left.
Vondra back up. She set the tone here in game 3 with that strike.
Yeah, that she did, Brandon. She wants to try to get as many pins as possible since she's working on a spare. And that's a great start. Look at this. Oh, almost another strike. She's taking her time trying to position the ramp. Again, ladies and gentlemen, not nearly that easy. A slight movement in the ramp causes a great difference at the pins because of the length of the lane. She's got to get it just right, especially with a corner pin, the 10 pin. No.
And you can see she just barely moved it, and it sends it to the gutter. So still 43 pin advantage for the Rockets with 1 additional frame bowled. They're through 4, Columbus through 3.
3 count. Yeah, Brandon, some people would think that using a ramp would be easier, right? I mean, you kind of think, oh, you know the ball's going to go the same way, but the fine tuning is so difficult to do. It's not that easy. It's kind of a misnomer, right? You think, well, the ball's going to go down the ramp the same way, but it's how it's positioned is critical.
Well, we're officially through 4, and you have that 40-point lead for Lincoln Northeast.
40 through 4 is a lot. Almost trip 4 for Carson. A little bit high in the pocket, as you previously mentioned. 2-pin goes to the sidewall. Catches the 7, but not the 4. Should be a fairly straightforward spare for Carson. Nobody a little bit late with his thumb. Causes the ball go inward, as we said earlier. But they still have a pretty dramatic lead.
This is Zimmerer. Big strike.
Yeah, double for Columbus if they double. Would cut their lead in half. Leah almost got up in the wrong lane. We would have had a rule violation if that occurred, but her teammates caught her.
And she has a split to deal with. What's the penalty for the wrong lane, the lane violation?
She would have had to bowl over no matter what happened. She had struck, gets thrown out. She has to go to the right lane, the correct lane. Try again. She wants to go for 2 here, keep the count close. She does. Smart move.
Well, after the strong start, it's 3 open frames for Northeast.
Yeah, they were up by 40. They can cut that lead to about 20 with a striker spare here. Again, a 2-7 split.
What are the odds of getting that twice in a row?
They're kind of low. It's a little bit of an odd lead for a right-hander. Do it back-to-back is really odd. Let's see if he learned from his last attempt. If you're going to make a mistake, try to get the one in front, at least give yourself a chance. And right idea. But the ball speed was too high. Caused the ball not to deflect, which is why it went straight back, missing the 7-pin.
Well, it's now a 30-pin advantage through 6 for Lincoln Northeast.
A lot of these matches come down to the spares. We've talked about that earlier today in the Class B. Same rule applies here.
So that is 3 consecutive splits through the past 3 balls or 3 frames between the 2 teams.
Yeah, it's a little bit of the lane starting to change. What that means is basically the conditioner on the lane starts to move as the players play on it, causes the ball to change direction. This is a difficult spare. She needs to get the ball right between the 4 or 5. Gets 1. Yeah, so as the lanes change, Brandon, the balls slide a little bit more, sometimes don't hook as much. What we're starting to see on the Columbus side, the ball's starting to skid past the head pin a little bit. They just need to move their feet a little and make a change. They move outward towards the gutter, means the ball will go inward, a little bit higher on the head pin. We'll see if he makes that adjustment next time he comes up.
Got into the science of the oil pattern in the Class B broadcast, but for our Class A viewers, what are we dealing with today?
So basically we apply conditioner to the lane, and the more we apply in the middle of the lane, the higher the scores tend to be. Less conditioner to the outside towards the gutters causes the ball to hook back towards the head pin. More conditioner in the middle of the lane causes the ball to skid more towards the head pin. The combination of the two causes higher scores. We have a little bit higher scoring pattern applied to the lanes today, and that seems to be taking place based on some of the scores we've seen. Great comeback by Carson.
Pierce with the strike.
Columbus is going to have to answer with a striker spare here. That was bad luck. We saw the ball hit the pocket perfect. The 6 hit the 10, but it just wobbled. Didn't knock it over. Great spare as a two-hander. Got that straighter ball to go down and hit that 10-pin perfect. Keeps him in the match.
Another strike for Christensen. That's 2 in a row now for Northeast.
Key double. Great shot. Good form. Keeps the shoulder up. Great rotation. Ball goes right through the pins perfectly. And again, that was a big double for Northeast. I think they're going to go up 2-1. There we go. He made the adjustment. Saw the ball went a little bit higher. It was a little bit straighter down the lane. But it's going to come down to this shot here.
Another look at Jaster's strike. What does Sydney need to do here in the 10th?
Well, a spare or a strike will definitely give them the win. But since she's on a double, she needs to get as many pins as she can on this shot. 7's good. That gets them to 154. And because she got 7, now Columbus must get the first strike. Spare here will be a win. Oh, and it's coming back. That's it. She
Doing
got it.
good. Sydney Vondra slams the door shut. And the Rockets will take game number 3.
Yeah, that was big. Another strike. She'll have 170. They're at the 160s already. Most Columbus can get to is 153. And that's more than enough.
$161 officially for the Rockets.
This feels a little bit like the tortoise and the hare, right? We saw a big game from Columbus last game, and now we're going to see their lowest game. But, you know, Lincoln Northeast has been fairly consistent.
Yeah, to your point, Northeast a 151. That was enough in game number 1. 155 wasn't enough for Columbus's 216, and now a 161 in game 3.
Yeah, so if you're Columbus, you have to be thinking, gosh, if we get to 170, 180, we'll win. But that's easier said than done.
Nice pickup for Champlin. We'll get one more ball to take some momentum into that 4th game.
Yeah, it's a little bit more about nerves for him at this point. You want to, you know, finish this game with doing what he just did. Maybe settle you down a little bit. But there's no series total. So, you know, a win's a win. Doesn't matter if it's a 1 or 100. It's got to move on.
161 to 132, your official score here in game 3. Lincoln Northeast leading Columbus 2-1 here in the Class A Unified Bowling State Championships in Lincoln. Stay with us. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Get rewarded and earn interest for using your My Design Rewards checking account with Midwest Bank. I'm volleyball player Allie Badenhorst, and I get rewarded when I use my debit card grabbing a bite to eat or getting coffee before class. It's easy, simple, and smart. It's not about how much money I have in my account. I get rewarded just for using my debit card at all my favorite places. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
And we're back here in Lincoln. The Rockets of Lincoln Northeast leading Columbus 2-1, meaning the Rockets win this one, they will be Class A state champs. Columbus needs to win the final 2 in this best of 5. Well, John, you know, being bowling as a momentum type game, you saw Columbus fire out of the gates in that second, but really lost that or weren't able to catch that same fire in the 3rd game. How do you recapture what they had in that 2nd game?
It's a great question, Brandon. We haven't really seen Columbus in this position all day, right? I mean, they basically just kept win throughout the earlier bracket, and now all of a sudden they're down, and it's the finals. So that pressure has to be mounting. And not the best start with a split. It's going to be about impossible to make. So try to get the 2 pins and take 9 and see what happens.
This is Matthew Holcomb.
We say field goal right there.
Too bad for him, it's not worth the 3 points.
Yeah,
So
it might
7.
come handy later.
Sydney Vondra has had a very good afternoon. Started game 3 off with that strike.
Yeah, she's had some very critical strikes today. And there's another. Wow.
Setting the tone once again for the Rockets.
That ball right into the pocket. pins just roll right into each other. Great start.
Here's Jaster. Another split for Columbus.
I'm going to say that was switching lanes, Brandon. We saw him start to struggle on 27, ball coming in light, so he made an adjustment to try to get the ball higher in the pocket. Comes to lane 28. Lane 28 hasn't changed like 27, so he makes a good shot, but the ball high, and because of that, it's a split.
So 2 open frames for the Discoverers. Pierce is going to try to follow up Vondra's strike.
This could set the tone with another strike for Carson. Yes.
The Rockets are rolling here early in Game 4.
Carson taking advantage of the strike. Gets the ball right off his hand, light in the pocket. 5 rips into the 7. Good early double.
Here's Prokopek. Columbus desperately needing a strike, and they get it.
Oh, that was fortuitous for sure. That ball going a little bit high in the pocket. Actually almost left the 4-9 split. We're going to watch the ball go through the 4-pin. It's going to be standing. It falls late, and then that 7-pin just catches the 9. Went from 8 to 9 to a strike.
And Christensen makes it a turkey to get things started for Lincoln and Northeast.
That's a message, right? I mean, that's big. She's been solid all day. An early turkey with Columbus with 2 opens. Mentally, that's becoming tougher and tougher for Columbus. But a strike here would keep them in it for sure. It's a lot of time. We're only in frame 3. Right idea, yeah.
Holcomb fired up, and rightfully so, with a huge strike for the Discoverers.
Was that the booyah?
I think so.
Yeah.
At the fist pump.
Well, if there was a time to strike, that was it. That definitely helps keep Columbus in the match. They're down 2-1. Big shot right here also for Northeast.
Knocked down 9.
Again, Brandon, the positioning of the ramp, very difficult. Get the ball to that 10-pin. It's a very fine line. It's going to be a great spare if she could do it. It's got a good start. Is it going to hang on? No. Right idea.
Well, we saw a turkey from the Rockets, frames 1 through 3. Columbus with a chance for a turkey here.
Let's see if he makes the adjustment. Oh, looks good. Yes.
Nails it.
Makes a little bit of an adjustment, more into the conditioner in the middle of the lane. Ball with skids longer, comes in light, trips out the 8-pin at the very end. And now Northeast with the 9, another 10-pin, and Columbus is right back in this. Carson would like to get this spare. Got to go cross lane. Left off his hand, he knew it. And just like that, the match has swung the other way.
Yeah, 2 open frames for Columbus, followed by 3 turkeys. Northeast had 3 turkeys and now 2 open frames.
And we're pretty much tied. Another strike here actually will push Columbus ahead by up to 10, 9 to be exact. And he's been solid all day. Wants to avoid a bad break. He's going to get the ball in the pocket. Just a matter if it strikes. It does.
Clutch ball from Prokopek. 4 strikes in a row now for Columbus.
Great delivery. He's been pretty much right around that 12, 13 board all day. Great rotation. Ball drives through the pins. Leah Christensen would like to answer with another strike from her. Oh, hits the 6. It wobbles, but doesn't go.
Tough break for Christensen.
Yeah, I feel like Lady Luck is frowning on the Rockets. Both those last shots could have struck. Good spare. So this is the shot. They're working on a 4-bagger, also known as a ham bone. Second time we've seen that today. But a 5-bagger? Ooh. That's going to be a message to the Rockets.
Holcomb be the one to try to do it.
Another strike. They'll go up by 20 if they can do it. One is tough there. The pin count on all those strikes compounds. So they are down to a 1-pin lead with a spare. Or Northeast can take the lead if he doesn't spare. Seven total. That brings them up to 121. With 5 pins here. Actually, with 7 pins, will be tied. Northeast working on a spare, so this first shot is important because the pins will double because she's on a spare. So she wants to try to get at least 7.
Looks like she will.
Yeah, 9. So they're going to be in the lead still, even if she opens. But if she can spare this, they'll be up by as many as 14. If she misses, they're up by 4 with 3 frames to go.
Again, for those just joining us, Northeast leading Columbus 2-1 here in the Class A Unified Bowling State Championship.
Look at this, Brandon. That's big. Great spare.
Absolutely huge ball from Sydney Vondra with 3 frames to go.
Now, Columbus, even though they're down, they have a little bit of an advantage because they're going first. So if he strikes, it's going to put some pressure on Carson. Off his hand, he liked it. Oh my, wrap around 4 is what we call that. That was just bad luck. We're gonna watch this again. Watch the 2-pin, ladies and gentlemen. 3rd from the left. That pin is going to hit and wrap right around that 4-pin. It should have caught it by the neck, and it missed it. So Northeast can breathe a little bit.
Carson Pierce back up for the Rockets.
Striker spare here will leave Northeast in the lead. Ooh. Skirted disaster. Ball going high right through the heart. Could have been a split. He leaves just the 3-pin. He's taking a deep breath. He knows the importance. I'm sure he's feeling every ounce of pressure. But he's got it. Great spare.
So we're through 9, or through 8, excuse me, entering 9.
We refer to this frame as the foundation 9th, Brandon. The foundation being the key word because it builds on the 10th frame. In a situation like this, you got a striker spare.
Just missing.
Ring 10. We saw the ring 7 from Leah earlier. It's the same thing here. The 6-pin, second from the right, is going to go right around that 10-pin. Refer to it as like a ring, as a ring on a phone. But he's been solid all day. I would assume he'll make the spare, and he does.
And now Christensen.
Northeast with the advantage. With a 4-pin lead pin count here, she could get 7, 8, or 9. They'll still be in the lead, but she'd like to strike. Oh, trip 4.
That is absolutely huge for Lincoln Northeast.
Leah going to the Brooklyn side. First time all day. 2-pin goes the sidewall and just catches that 4-pin, trips it out late. She gives the big let's go, and that was huge. Columbus really needs to strike her spare to have any chance. Oh, this looks good. Oh, yeah, booyah.
Holcomb answers right back in the 10th with a strike.
Wow, Brandon, that pin count we talked about earlier for Northeast, and with Leah getting that strike, those 4 pins are going to be very important. He's got to double to force them to mark. So another strike to put some serious pressure on. And no, it's 7. And this shot's important too, because if he gets 0, Northeast won't have to strike or spare. And actually, they're not going to have to either way. 9 pins for the Rockets guarantees a win, depending on what happens here. Spare's important. Gets it. So that gets them to 180. And with 9 pins on 2 shots, Lincoln Northeast will have 182. If she gets 8 on 2 shots, we're going to have a tie. So the stage is set. 9 pins, and Northeast is your victor.
All right down the middle from Vondra. There's the 9.
That's it.
The Rockets will be your state champs.
Wow. What a finish. It's going to be Northeast's highest game so far, and it was just enough. Even with an open here, it's going to be 182 to 180. She's rubbing her hat for luck. Spare here just for good measure. Send it to an extra shot. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. Oh. But that's okay. There it is. 182 to 180.
And it's Lincoln Northeast the Class A state champs, taking down the defending champs in 4 games. 151-146, 155-216 to Columbus, and then the Rockets win the next 2, 161-132 and 182-180. Stay with us here on News Channel Nebraska. We'll have the awards presentations when we return.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Sartor Hamann was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Sartor Hamann. I love it.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Sartor Hamann.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure. We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes, the wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Sartor Hamann Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
Hey there, sports fans. Looking for a winning play to make your game day complete? Look no further than Speedy Mart, your family-owned neighborhood convenience store. Score big with the wide range of snacks, drinks, and fuel for the road that will keep the whole crew cheering. And here's the kicker. Our friendly atmosphere and convenient location make every visit a slam dunk. So rally the family and head to Speedy Mart for the ultimate game day experience.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Nebraska School Activities Association is pleased to present medals and trophies to both of these outstanding teams. Presentations will be made by NSAA Interim Executive Director Jennifer Schwartz and NSAA Board of Directors Kara Graham of Lincoln Southeast and Tom Lee of Omaha Westview and Special Olympics Vice President Nate Parks. Here are the awards for your runner-up, Columbus High Discoverers. Will head coach Jackie Eichhoff and her assistants please come to the lane area to present the silver medals to your team. Participants, please come forward as your name is called. Our first bowler for Columbus, Randy Champlin. Matthew Holcomb. Colin Jaster. Rylan Propopek. Kelton Zimmerer. For these outstanding participants in their school, here is the 2023 Class A NSAA State Unified Sports Bowling Runner-Up Trophy. Congratulations, Columbus High School. And now for your champions, the Lincoln Northeast Rockets from Lincoln Northeast High School. First, head coach Jessica Robbins, we have a special award for you. Coach Robbins and your assistants, will you please hand out the gold medals to your teams? Participants, please come forward as your name is called. Our first bowler, Sydney Vondra. Carson Pierce. Leah Christensen. And Zayden McNeil. For these outstanding athletes and their school, here is the 2023 Class A NSAA State Unified Sports Bowling Championship Trophy. Congratulations, Lincoln Northeast High School.
Well, congratulations to Lincoln Northeast, the Unified Bowling Program's first state title. After making it now 3 years to this competition, the team, Sydney Vondra, Carson Pierce, Leah Christensen, and Zayden McNeil. Also, congratulations to Columbus. They were the champs last year. Runners-up this year, Randy Champlin, Matthew Holcomb, Colin Jaster, Ryan Prokopek, and Kelton Zimmerer. Stay with us here on News Channel Nebraska. We'll take another break. We'll hear from head coach for the Rockets as well as a player of the game. We'll be right back.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
The air inside your home can be 2 to 5 times more polluted than outside air. John Henry's priority is keeping your home safe and healthy for you and your family. Cleaning your home's air duct system is an important part of that goal. Our service professionals will clean your air ducts using top-of-the-line equipment that pulls air in reverse through the duct system, while using compressed air and agitation tools to remove unwanted particles. Once the air is discharged, it runs through 3 stages of filtration, leaving your air duct system restored and functioning cleaner than ever. Contact John Henry's today and schedule your steps to a healthier home.
Life is a wild ride. It's important to have a trusted partner along the way. Liberty First Credit Union exists to provide its members with affordable financial services. Whether it is a large purchase, a new car or home remodel, overcoming obstacles, or chasing your dreams, financing life is what we do best. Give us a call or visit libertyfirstcu.com.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
And welcome back here to Sun Valley Lanes and Games. Brandon Axamit joined by Jessica Robbins, head coach for Lincoln Northeast, the Class A Unified Bowling State Champs. Jessica, first time the program's done it. How are you guys able to do it?
You know, I think our athlete Sydney did an amazing job coming in clutch when she needed to, and then our partners just filled in the holes. They did awesome. I'm so proud of them.
First ever state title for Lincoln Northeast. What does this mean for your bowlers on the team?
You know, I think it's just going to broaden our sport, and I'm hoping that as the years go on, we just get more and more bowlers.
Well, you mentioned it too that Sydney was a big part of what you did. I'm going to talk to her shortly.
Mm-hmm.
Any favorite memories or what sticks out about her that makes her so special to this program?
I think you can't bowl, or you can't say Lincoln Northeast bowling without Sydney. From the hat to the socks to her, everything's lucky about her. She always has a smile, always is such a loving person. She's a super joy just to be around.
Well, speaking of Sydney, we're going to bring her on next. But, Coach, congrats on a great year and a great performance here today.
Thank you.
Stay with us. Sydney is going to be rounded up. We'll talk to her next here on News Channel Nebraska.
It's in the way we begin our day. It's in our story, in the things we say and see. And we are your home. It's in relationships and time we spend on your farm, in your heart, and with your friends. And CN, we are your home. News Channel Nebraska, we're the station friends and family love. NCN is what we call our home. It is home. Yeah, this is home.
And welcome back here to Sun Valley Lanes and Games. Brandon Axamit with Cindy Vondra, who was a huge part in why Lincoln Northeast won its first ever state championship. Sydney, when you hear that, Unified Bowling, first ever state title for the Rockets, what does that mean?
It's excited to be here.
Well, you were a big part of the reason why your team was here. Can you walk us through that last ball? Did you know that you needed 9 to win?
Yes.
What was going on? Here's another look at it. What were you thinking right now? Can you throw us back to that?
Yeah.
And when you hit the pins, what was your emotion?
Happy and excited.
And you did an amazing job, not only there, but you also had several strikes that were huge for your team in winning. What is your strategy, and what are you thinking when you go up to the ramp?
I rub my hat and rub my socks and lucky belt and lucky balls.
Where did the hat come from?
I'm Irish and Czechoslovakia.
I'm actually Czech as well. So have you been doing this for all 4 years, or when did it start?
4 years.
4 years. Well, you did a very good job. You are a big reason why the Rockets won it all. Do you have any final favorite memories? It says in the notes that you love your coach.
Yes.
How come? What makes her such a great coach?
She's my teacher. Both coaches are my teachers.
Do you have any final words of wisdom that they may have shared with you that helped you?
Like this. bowl like the Flash.
Well, you certainly did that. Sydney, congratulations on being a state champion for Lincoln Northeast.
Thank you.
Stay with us, Cindy Vondra, a huge reason why the Rockets won it all here at the Unified Bowling State Championships of 2023. We'll look at the top plays when we return here in Lincoln.
Woodhouse brings you the experts and insight to keep your vehicle road ready. From regular maintenance to larger issues, our team of service advisors and brand certified techs have the solutions to get you and your vehicle back on the road. Plus, you can enjoy convenience of scheduling online, amenities like pickup and delivery, and for quick fixes, comfortable lounges within our dealerships. Bringing you more every time since 1975. Service with Woodhouse.
And welcome back here to Sun Valley Lanes and Games. Lincoln Northeast winning 3-1 to be your Class A state champs. Let's take a look at how they did it in the top plays of the game. Unified Bowling 2023 Class A Championship. The Columbus Discoverers, the defending champs, taking on Lincoln Northeast. The Rockets, the 3 seed. The Discoverers, the 4 seed. This is quite a bowler. Ryland Prokopek. He was doing this all afternoon long with the strike in game number 1. This was a back-and-forth affair in this first game. It was Prokopek and Leah Christensen sort of really going back and forth. That was a huge strike, though, for Christensen, and ultimately the Rockets were able to take that first game narrowly, 151 to 146. The Rockets do jump out to a lead, handing Columbus at that point the first game that had dropped all day long. How about this strike by the young man, Randy Champlin? That's $5 more for him from his father. Every time he throws a strike, he gets a little richer, and he had several strikes today. Back to Prokopek, throwing down the ball, and the pin action there. It's called the messenger, knocking down the 10, and Columbus came out guns a-blazing in game number 2. Despite this great ball from Carson Pierce, it was all Discoverers, 216 to 155. Columbus rolling in game 2 to tie things up, heading to the third game. Leah Christensen, she was doing this for the Rockets all afternoon. One of many strikes for her as the teams were going back and forth. Good answer by Colin Jaster for the Discoverers. Good pin action there, but Lincoln Northeast, they would take ultimately game number 3, and Sydney Vondra, a big reason why that spare sealed the game for the Rockets to give them a 2-1 lead heading to the fourth. This is the best 3 of 5, and Christensen kept it rolling for the Rockets in game number 4. But I mentioned how the first game was separate by 5 pins. This final game would come down to a narrower margin than that. Prokopek, a huge strike after the Rockets marked in their first 3 frames. Columbus answered back. They, in fact, had a ham bone in that fourth game, which is 4 strikes in a row. Part of that was strung together thanks to Matthew Holcomb, and all of a sudden, the Discoverers retake the momentum in game number 4 in a must-win situation, but it all comes down to the 10th frame. Vondra needing 9 to ensure a victory for the Rockets, and she gets 9, securing the win, the first state title won by Lincoln Northeast in program history. 3-1 is your final as the Rockets get the plaque and get to hold the banner as your 2023 state champs. Those are your top plays brought to you by Currency, and that will do it for us here at Sun Valley Lanes and Games. Congratulations to all competing. Congratulations to our Class B winner, Seward, defeating Lexington in that one, and also the Rockets. 2 new state champions crowned today, the Blue Jays in Class B, Lincoln Northeast in Class A. That will do it for all of our coverage here today, but a reminder that we have plenty of basketball coming up this week as well. We'll be in Crete for Beatrice versus Crete on Thursday for our north or south viewers. For our north viewers, you'll get Stanton at Norfolk Catholic. On Friday, it's Grand Island at Lincoln Southwest, and we also have basketball on Saturday. Just follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports or go to newschannelnebraska.com. For our terrific production crew, Tyler Lechner, Connor Luby, and Danny Alvarado, as well as John Haxby on the camera. For John Lucido, I'm Brandon Axemet, and a special thanks, as always, to the terrific NSAA staff and also the staff here at Sun Valley Lanes for helping make this possible. Brandon signing out from Lincoln. We'll see you on Thursday for more high school basketball.
We now join regular programming on News Channel Nebraska.